$4,000 prefabricated armor
versus $800 do-it-yourself armor.
Does more expensive mean more better?
Let's find out. Ow. A huge thank you to eBay Motors for sponsoring today's video. You all know by now that eBay Motors is the best place to buy or sell cars and parts online. It's where we bought these Tacomas and a ton of parts for them. One of the things we like most about eBay Motors is that their automotive marketplace has parts for any budget. Whether you've got a high budget like James, or a low budget like me, I can guarantee that you'll find the car or the part you need all within your price range. Get started today by downloading the eBay Motors app or just click the link in the description below. Now let's get high and low. We bought two nearly identical Toyota Tacomas and we've been modifying them to be fun daily drivers that you can take literally anywhere.
Except for the inside of a volcano. One Tacoma gets expensive parts and one gets cheap parts.
Then we test them to see which components are worth spending your hard-earned dollars on.
Now, beefing up your bumpers, adding skid plates and rock sliders not only gives you more confidence to conquer more difficult obstacles, but the extra clearance from the new front and rear bumpers can also improve your approach and departure angles. Basically, it's how steep an obstacle you can climb or descend without dragging anything like your bumper. High Truck is getting an ARB front bumper, coastal off-road rear bumper and skid plates, and 4x Innovations rock sliders, all together with a combined cost of just over $4,000 for parts that were gonna run into rocks.
Wow.
Yeah.
Low Truck, on the other hand, is getting a bunch of steel tubes and plates. It'll be up to us to measure, cut, bend, and weld all these components onto our truck. Altogether, we spent around $800 on supplies, and I am nervous.
But you know, there's always a chance that you are better than professional engineers and fabricators too, with years and years and years of experience in market research.
I'm ready to give it a whirl.
It's armor day, the only day that we're welding, and wouldn't you know it, Zach Job's sick, but luckily my friend Brandon is helping me out.
Shoot, I've been doing this since I was in high school. You know, when I was 15, I bought a drift car, and you know, trucks were a natural kind of transition from that.
First things first, we're gonna take all the old stuff off and then hopefully start putting the new stuff back on.
Pull harder, harder.
Before we get too deep into the install, it's important to understand the purpose of each component we're installing and the different challenges each team might face. Custom front and rear bumpers not only offer protection, but will affect your approach and departure angles. These are the angles found by drawing a line tangent to the outside of your tire and the lowest section of your bumper. The more you lift and tuck in your bumpers, the greater the angle becomes, allowing you to take on bigger and steeper obstacles without making contact that can damage your truck, the trail, or both.
Dude, we're scratching the chrome, bro. We might reuse this. If we didn't use this OEM piece here, we just have a giant void across the front of the car and it would be like Pac-Man with a bunch of exposed, disgusting looking stuff, which is why we gotta keep this chrome nice and clean and unscratched.
We're also installing skid plates and rock sliders. While these components offer great protection, mounting them too low could result in a compromised breakover angle. This is just like your approach or departure angle, but for the center of your truck, determining which obstacles you can roll over or which will leave you stranded high center. While High Team has the luxury of completely prefabricated front bumper and rock sliders, our rear bumper and skid plate came in a bunch of little pieces that we'll have to weld together ourselves. Luckily, those pieces were designed by a team of professionals and machine cut with extreme precision to fit together perfectly, as long as we follow the instructions correctly. On Low Team, they not only have to fabricate and weld all of their upgrades, they also have to come up with the designs themselves, which can sometimes be the hardest part.
$1,150 for this bumper, and they're gonna have to build their own.
This is my design. Just took a picture of the truck and used markup on the iPhone.
We don't know how many days it's gonna take them to build their own.
Yeah, how much is their time worth by the hour?
I also made one for the side too.
I'd pay the $1,000 for the ARB.
Oh,
You okay?
FBOO, front bumper officially on. And it looks sick. You guys aren't listening.
Instead of having the separate pieces, we'll have one bar. It's gonna be small and short from here, a quick bend all the way, and then down to this section, and then an additional bar. We're gonna weld that bar to this one, so it'll layer like this.
I love it. Let's try it. Let's do it.
Cool.
Dude, yeah. Looks awesome.
We cut our front skid plate piece. Now it fits a lot better between our bumper tabs here. We'll move on to the next piece that comes down and then work our way back.
This is a spin-off of Hilo. It's called Hilo Master Fab. Tacked.
So the way this kit's made is the front diff and oil pan cover has no support to the frame at all. So we have to hold that up entirely with either jack stands or floor jacks. And once it's held up, we're gonna shift it around, align it, and then we're gonna weld it in place. Don't let it wiggle too much.
While Aaron's working on the front, I've come back to the back for the rear bumper. Here I've got my shop hand Jimmy with me right now. I've got the stock brackets back on. I'm thinking we just drop some rectangular tubing onto it, which will give us a little bit more departure angle. It's not gonna be the most glamorous solution in the world, that is for sure. But in the interest of time, I think this is the best we can do.
We're moving on to the top bar. We took a large piece of cardboard, CAD, cardboard aided design.
I just traced High Team's OEM bumper on a piece of cardboard, did some measurements. I know we got a 6.5-inch radius fender here, and that's the only die that we have. So I made everything based off of that diameter.
Hey, thank you, Zach, for doing the math. Woo! First impressions, looks like it's got fish lips on there. It's pretty funny. But I mean, otherwise, like, made a lot of progress in the last couple hours, so I'm stoked. All right, next step, we'll take the entire bumper assembly off, finish welding it up, get it nice and solid, finish up some loose ends.
Okay.
But we're gonna do that tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
And we're back bright and early at the Inglewood Propulsion Laboratory, and we're ready to finish up our armor.
So the skid plate is under the car, currently all tacked up. The fit is really good. For such a complicated thing, it was actually relatively easy to do. And now we're gonna drop it back down, hopefully maintaining the shape and not breaking any of the tack welds, and then we're gonna hand it off to Adam, and he's gonna finish welding it while we move on to other stuff. Dude, we're just gonna body these things, dude. We're just gonna like, boom, on boulders. Sick.
All right, skid plates are officially on.
Yeah, I think so.
Cool. On to the sliders.
These things are sweet, man. Some aftermarket sliders.
Weston's, dude. I think Weston also makes cowboy boots. Oh boy. It's important with a busy shoot schedule to get your reps in, okay? Just because you're working on the body of a truck doesn't mean you can forget about your body. So I want you to respond to this video down in the comments, hashtag get your reps in. Go on Instagram, tag me in a video of you getting your reps in, hashtag getting my reps in. You get low. And then you get high. You don't have to live your life as Team Low. Someday you too could be Team High.
Times like this, I default to some very important advice I received from one of my mentors, Mike Porter. I was like, Mike, I don't know how to do any of this stuff. And he's like, just f with it. So, let's see what happens.
Nope.
Ah, shit. Burn the hole. That's not a bad hole. Ah, no. It's pretty bad, but I'll grind it down. All right, bumper's on. All that's left to do for me is put on the rock sliders, which we're stealing from High Team, sort of.
These are so serious.
So, about an inch of clearance, you think? Is that enough?
No, less than an inch will be all right. I'm gonna read the instructions and see what we can get away with.
Read the instructions. That's a good idea.
What do you think?
Yeah, go right there. Yeah, that's good.
Moment of truth. Not too bad.
Rock sliders are done.
Wow, this thing actually...
Got some movement to her, but they are on, and I don't think they're ever coming off.
High Truck has some very, very beefy rock sliders going on their truck, and we kind of ran out of time to make our own. We got to get started on the next modification tomorrow, so I opted to steal the sliders that High Truck had because they actually did pretty well on our testing day. Looking underneath, there are some decent scratches on here from being functional, so I feel good using these, and they're pretty easy bolt on. They just go right on the truck.
Little hand-me-down pants. Those are gonna look good on here.
Thank you,
They'll
man.
fit the truck.
So one of the main things we were running into when we were out in the desert is the rear overhang. That kind of limits our departure angle.
So it looks like we cut the whole side of the truck bed. It's gonna be interesting. No stock bumper after this one.
Like a glove.
Drop it a little bit.
We got dimes down there.
Stacking up some dimes, a little. How's your stuff coming?
You know. I really think best course of action is to retain the skid plate that we have. We'll see what happens. I think that's the move. We don't have a brake at the shop, like a metal brake, to bend sheet metal. So we'd have to cut channels in it with a grinding wheel and then kind of bend it by hand and then weld it up to get the desired angle that we want. So we beat it up pretty hard the other day. So I think it can handle whatever we can throw at it.
So the bumper's tack welded together. We're going to probably take it off at this point so we can weld it. And I think for sake of time, we're just gonna keep it as it is because we could go through with a measuring tape and probably fine tune everything if we wanted.
That's not the life we're living today.
Right.
Let's keep trucking, baby. And a bumper appears before our very eyes.
Is done, and honestly, I'm really excited with how it came out. I think it looks really great, all things considered. I'm ecstatic. This thing looks really good.
I think we salvaged an almost disaster.
All right, we got both trucks back to our testing location, and it's time to retest our approach and departure angles. Now, we did this test before, but with stock wheels and tires. We've now got bigger wheels and tires, but both trucks have the same size tire. So while we've both gained a little ground clearance from the last time that we did this test, we've gained the same amount. So really the difference comes down to the bumpers.
So it's fair. Fair's square.
Super fair.
So I don't want anyone in the comments saying, hey, it's not fair, because guess what? It's fair, okay? We thought of it, and it is fair.
Yeah.
This feels like a Disney ride. Dang, dude, you got 400 pounds of dude back here. That was great, man. Give it the beans. Back off the beans.
Hold on. Rear bumper. Rear bumper.
Yes. What?
That was great. I don't think we hit anything.
They gained a lot of clearance in the back. When we had the stock bumpers on, we would just scrape all the way down both of the hills. But now with this thing, I guess moving it up, it was like quiet. We could sneak around like ninjas out here, like desert ninjas.
Hear that? He called us Desert Ninjas, like the sickest nickname
Ever. Okay, so that's our skid plate.
Skid plate doing its job down there.
Didn't feel anything on the rear bump.
No drag there. Drag that plate, baby. Front bumper.
Good.
No contact. Yeah, that is a beefy truck. You can call this thing a Tacoma. We have added a lot of weight, and you can definitely feel it.
Yeah, I'm really happy with it. We didn't scrape the rear at all. Departure angle improved. I think approach angle not really affected too bad.
Heavy truck though.
It is so much heavier now.
Very heavy.
Like it takes so much more to get it going and so much more to get it to the stop. Like the amount of input that you have to put in with your feet is like way different, both accelerating and braking. So
Big beef.
but I think that's sometimes what you want in a truck.
All right, so we're running the course backwards this time around because we were able to complete it in like the second episode. So I think that, you know, it's good that we're doing it the opposite direction. Mechanically, grip-wise, not much has changed. There is more weight on the truck, so that might actually give them a little bit of a, you know, mechanical grip advantage.
Personally, I think the extra weight's really gonna help them.
But because we're running the opposite course, it gets hard immediately.
So this gap's gonna be a little tricky, and then this is the first big thing we have to avoid, or we could slip off here. I think we're gonna be fine. Bring her up. Okay, keep on coming, straight like that.
Let's see if the clearance. See, if they didn't have that bumper, the bed might have been scraping there.
That looks good. All right, so we're gonna wanna go pretty hard left now.
So something we did on both trucks is both of our bumpers really elevate the front. Like there's no bumper blocking the front of the wheels now really. So that allows us to get onto these obstacles with more ease.
Okay, back up and turn the wheel to the right.
Oops.
Sweet.
That was on the skid plate. Skid plate, but that's what you want. Skid plate's taking all the abuse. James is cooking through this right now.
Thanks, bud.
Now we're getting into where I'm concerned about. This was the hard section when we ran it clockwise. Now we're running it counterclockwise. I'm not sure how it's gonna work out. Also, before we started shooting, we brought the stock trucks here before we had done any work on them, and we could not make it up this.
Watch it dig in now. Front right.
That's
Okay.
That's where
Yeah.
we got stuck.
All right, so back it up, and basically we just need to do this with a touch of momentum. Yep, you gotta just keep going there. All right, stop. Back up, we gotta do that again.
It's very scary.
Give me the f***ing brakes, James! Son of a
Doesn't need to be crazy. Yep. Okay, back up.
There you go. That was 4 tries on this part. I think we give you one more, and if we can't make it, that's it.
All right, cool.
All right.
One more try, we'll take it.
It feels like I'm just gonna drive off that side.
You're close, but you're not.
Give her the beans, James!
Right now.
Oh!
It was close.
It was so close,
Nope.
but the driver's side rear let go.
Need some lockers.
Well, it looks like it was actually tougher to run the buff horseshoe backwards. So even though we've got more clearance thanks to our newer, bigger tires, and we've got all our armor and our, increased approach and departure angles, we still are stuck. So let's see what Low Team can do.
Approaching the first obstacle, there's a straight-on pylon. I think this is where our bumpers are gonna help us because we got rid of a lot of material in front of them, so now we can just kind of approach them head on.
Left hand down.
Dang,
That's it.
Look at their rock sliders. Those look really good. They look really familiar.
You can do it, Nolan.
Left hand down.
You better not make it.
Dude, what if it makes it first try, then what do I do?
And roll forward. Straight a little bit. Left hand hard, 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 hard. More.
That's all the way. This is where high team got stuck. Let's see what we can do. I feel like we burned through the first half in like half the time that high team did.
Lightning speed.
It was pretty fast. It felt good.
Wait, what?
He just said that they made it through the first half in half the time.
Who said? His internal clock is taking a beating, apparently.
Yes.
The rock tool.
Got stuck.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you hate to see it.
Just another day at the office.
Just consistent with the throttle. Go, 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 go. Good. Okay, brake, brake, brake.
They did it.
I hate him.
Okay, so you're teetering.
Oh, that's close.
That's all the way.
Yep, keep it there. Left hand down. Nice.
Ooh!
We might have got stuck, dude. I kind of wedged your passenger front wheel on that rock.
What a turn of events we've got here.
Oh, well, you got a little further, but maybe you didn't get far enough. Maybe you're a little stuck boy now.
Go, 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 go.
Man, they're pretty stuck. Looks like they're beached on the skid plate. I think we're gonna have to try to pull them out. We're gonna use their fancy new homemade bumper and the shackle they put on it.
Let's hope you guys welded this bumper up real good.
Hopefully it doesn't fly off. Everyone kind of clear out. I'm like 90% sure the bumper's gonna be fine. 95, 85, 90% sure it's gonna be okay. Yeah, go.
Yes!
The bumper lives to see another day, and the truck's unstuck. What more could you want?
That's craftsmanship, Aaron. That's you, dog. It worked. I always knew it would.
Both trucks got stuck. We definitely gained a little bit of clearance with our new bumpers, some confidence because now we both have rock sliders, and hitting the bottom of that skid plate sounds a lot better than hitting the bottom of our trucks. But we both did get stuck, and I think that came down to traction. As soon as one of our wheels lifts, it just spins. So we're gonna have to go back to IPL and address that. So Nolan, does more expensive mean more better?
I don't know. I think it varies by part.
Let's start at the front of the truck.
Yes.
Front bumper.
I think Aaron and Zach did a wonderful job on the front bumper. I really, really love how the bumper looks. It's got great clearance, and it was strong enough to get pulled off the buff horseshoe. I think that's a win. One downside of building bumpers yourself, James, is that you gotta have a bunch of tools. We had to have a welder, lots of grinders, a notcher, a pipe bender as well, and a good understanding of geometry, which I did not. Had some flashbacks of like 8th grade math. Anyway, let's talk about your bumper, James.
We didn't have to use any tools. Our bumper was $1,000, which is pretty expensive. It's really heavy, so we added a bunch of weight. We lost a little bit of clearance in our suspension on the front. Looks-wise, not my favorite. I think it's a little much.
It's a miss for me. It doesn't really match the rear bumper in my opinion.
I would feel confident running over pretty much any animal with it though. So
Yeah, for sure.
if you have like an old deer or like a buffalo that you would like to put out of its misery in bold fashion, hit me up. Nolan at donutmedia.com. Overall, for the front bumper, just straight up, I would give the win to you guys.
I agree, thank you.
I think this whole episode is a great example of great beginner fabrication projects, which brings us to our skid plate. I've never welded on anything before, but at the end of the day, it came together really well. It looks awesome. It's so strong, and I can like board slide a truck now whenever I want. It gives me so much more confidence.
I do feel bad that we ran out of time for the skid plates, but dude, after looking at your skid plate, that would have been another 2 days, I think.
Oh, for sure. There's so much, the clearances are so small. Like the thought that was put into our pre-cut kit is mind-blowing. Our kit was $460. All of your materials, even though you didn't use any of them, were about $150. I think it's totally worth it.
Yeah, I don't think we would have been able to engineer that $300 high versus low skid plate, even though we didn't make ours. I'm choosing high.
100%.
Let's move on to another fail for the low team, the rock sliders.
They technically are not rock sliders, they are step tubes.
They are step tubes.
So they're for your feet
As
and
I was-
decoration.
Yeah, when I was putting them on, I kind of knocked on them. I was like, that sounds a little plasticky.
On the other end of the spectrum, we have our set of 4x Innovations real rock sliders were about 550 bucks. And the step tubes that you stole go for about $300. So there's a price difference of 250 bucks.
Again, I feel bad that we did not do the proper rock sliders. In fact, I ordered material to do it, just again ran out of time. It's like the first thing that you should learn to fabricate, because you're only doing 2 bends, right, on a slider, and you're just making plates to put it on your truck. Totally doable. You can do it.
And finally, we have reached the back of the truck.
Look, man, I was given a task, try to make it happen. I'm pretty happy with how low bumper came out, in fact.
Yeah, I think it looks cool.
We rounded off the edges, made some caps to the end, painted it all nice.
Zach, the director's laughing at you.
I know, he's laughing, I see that.
Because you said it, you made it look nice. The first day that we were ready to put it together, Joe was out sick. I thought I was gonna cry. You know, we pulled it together.
You guys made it happen, man.
I think it looks awesome.
It's great. And it's got places for you to put swing arms on there. I can't wait to see what those look like. James, if we had to start over tomorrow and rebuild our armor and spend our own money, which components would you choose?
Low truck front bumper, high truck skid plate, high truck rock sliders, high truck rear bumper.
I would go low truck front bumper, high truck sliders and skid plates, and low truck rear bumper.
Let us know what you would do in the comments. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. I know you guys have been drooling over my hat this whole time. It's now available at donutmedia.com. Make sure to tune in next week. We have another super exciting episode. It's another really hard one. You guys actually had a really easy time.
Pretty easy, yeah.
We had a pretty hard one. Thank you so much for watching. We're having such a good time, even though we're crying ourselves to sleep every night. And I'm financially ruined.
He's only half joking. Be kind.
I love you.
See you next time.